What if the single biggest thing holding you back in your career isn't your skill or even how hard you work? What if it's just that no one sees what you do? We're going to talk about the architecture of visibility, and trust me, it's probably the most underrated key to your success.
I mean, really think about it for a second. All those hours you put in, those clever solutions you came up with, the projects you poured your heart and soul into, does anyone who matters actually know about them? Or is your absolute best work just happening in the shadows? Because if it is, you might be facing a much bigger problem than you think.
This quote right here, this is the core idea we're digging into today. That little gap between doing the work and showing the work, well, that's everything. It's what separates the people who get recognized and promoted from the ones who just get overlooked. And look, this isn't about bragging. It's about strategically communicating your value.
Okay, so first things first, let's really understand the problem. I call it the invisibility trap, and it's a place where so many talented people get stuck just wondering why all their hard work isn't really paying off. And this is the fundamental truth of it all. It's not that people think you do bad work. Oh no, it's actually worse. They just don't think about your work at all. And in a busy company, out of sight is truly out of mind. Your impact, your contribution, it just becomes a big question mark. And you can see how these dangers just snowball, right? First, your value gets misunderstood because nobody's seeing the full picture. Then, because they don't get your value, you get left out of the loop when key decisions are being made. And the last one, the most painful one, someone else, someone who's just a bit more visible, can easily swoop in and take the credit for your hard work.
Okay, so enough with the problem, let's talk solutions. The good news here is you don't need some complex 5-year strategy. All you need is a simple playbook, just a few consistent little actions to make sure your work gets the spotlight it totally deserves.
And you know what the best part is? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The tools you need are probably sitting right in front of you. I'm talking about your Slack channels, the company newsletter, those weekly team meetings, even just plain old email. The platforms are already there just waiting for you.
So what does this show and tell actually look like in practice? Well, it can be as simple as recording a 2-minute video of a new feature you just built. Or maybe it's just a short weekly email with 3 bullet points on what you learned or what you accomplished. You could even start a super informal little newsletter for your team. See, the goal isn't to be flashy, it's just to be consistent.
And this all brings us to a really crucial concept, perceived value. Think of it like this. The actual value you create is only half the battle. The other half is making sure that value is perceived, that it's seen and understood by other people. If it isn't, then for all practical purposes, its value just kind of fades away.
Now, this idea isn't just for individuals. If you're a manager, listen up. This becomes a fundamental part of your job. You're not just a manager anymore. You're the chief storyteller, the megaphone for your entire team.
That's right. Your job isn't just making sure the work gets done. It's making sure that work is seen by leadership, that its impact is totally understood, and that your team gets the credit and the resources they need to keep winning. You are their megaphone.
I mean, the difference here couldn't be more stark. With an invisible team, your leadership is basically flying blind. They're questioning your impact, making reactive, uninformed decisions. But with a visible team, now leadership is informed. Your impact is clear as day, and they can make proactive, strategic decisions because they actually see the incredible work your team is shipping.
So, let's wrap this all up. If you remember nothing else from our little chat today, remember this simple mantra. It's not about doing more work. It's about framing the work you're already doing in a way that people can see it.
Because this right here is the ultimate risk. Being known as that person who works hard, but stays invisible. That phrase sounds like a compliment, but it's a quiet career killer. Please, don't let that be your story.
This is it. This is your new motto. Write it down, put it on a sticky note on your monitor, whatever you have to do. Just remember that your job has 2 parts, doing great work and making sure that great work is seen. They are equally important.
And that just leaves us with one final, simple question to think about. This isn't about some huge plan for next quarter, no. It's about right now. What's one small thing, one insight, one demo, one quick update that you are going to make visible this week?